Let's Talk with Andrew Love.
And we go from there. And now things go south.
So how did things go south? Because man, it's a lot of background. How did it go south, Mr. Tim?
Well, how did it go south? Because we're supposed to have a meeting. Scheduled a meeting. R. Kelly did not make the meeting. And Joycelyn was already getting prepared to go to college. She was in the process of, just going on with her life. And I told her, I said, hey, you've been doing this for a long time, baby girl. And I said, it's just time to put this to the side and finish and get your degree. And then if you want to get out of college and work on this, do it. But right now, I think you need to focus on going to school and being a young adult. That's part of going to get a background that where you can fall back on if something happens or get your degree. I said, a lot of people don't believe in that degree these days, but I still have a firm believer, you still have to have your education to back you up.
Yes.
Yep.
So that meeting didn't happen, and she's in the process of going to getting ready to go to school and this and that, right? And we, as parents, want to believe that your child is, in the process of wanting to go to school. So I get a phone call. It was Joycelyn's actual person who was producing her music. And the guy called me. I said, what's going on here, brother? He said, I got something I want to share with you. I said, what you mean? What you want to share with me? He said, I really don't want to share with you over the phone. He says, about Joycelyn. I said, my daughter okay? He said, well, yeah, I think she's fine. I said, well, hell, I said it just like that. I said, hell, well, why are you calling me then? If she okay? He said, well, can you come over here and talk to me and my mama and my cousin and my family for a minute? I said, hell yeah, I'm on my way. And my wife was sitting on the other couch and I was sitting on this couch. And I said, wow. I said, okay. I said, what these fucks want? What's wrong? What's going on with my daughter? Not knowing what's about to hit me in the face. So I get there and I knock on the door. I said, what's up, brothers? Tell me what's going on. What's going on with my daughter? I'm thinking that she's been hurt or something had happened to her. Last thing I'm thinking about is R. Kelly, because So they got this tape recorder and they set this tape recorder in front of me with 4 people sitting at the table. And I'm like, wow. I said, so why y'all got a tape recorder and you want me to sign some paperwork stating that I can't share this information with nobody and I can't do this? I said, well, hell, I tell you what, give me the pen. I signed a piece of paper and I can give a fuck about the paper, to be honest with you. I said, here, now tell me what's going on with my daughter. And they played this tape for me. And this tape was a sexual encounter. And about the time I got even 30 seconds or 40 seconds into the tape, I told him, cut that shit off. I said, where's my daughter now? And he said, your daughter is coming back from a trip. I said, so why are y'all telling me all this? You should have told me this earlier. I said, we could have been squashed this. And he said, well, we didn't want to tell you, but Joycelyn wanted us to start recording the conversations because she felt that she had her life or basically in danger, or she just didn't feel comfortable. I said, why would she not feel comfortable? Y'all got all this going on. Hell, why y'all come to me now? I said, it doesn't make sense. And they was like, well, the reason why, because the first time she went out and she met Robert, you didn't know about it. We knew about it. And you thought that she was up at GSU going to see a friend up there. And in reality, she was traveling to see R. Kelly about some music. And when she got up there in the room, R. Kelly got through performing, he met her in the room and she had her CD. Her producer and her friends talked her into going by herself. And so when they talked her into going by herself in a state that she knows no knowledge of, which I was very pissed at them for this. She had a CD in her hand and she didn't have no knowledge of what was finna hit her in the face. Well, rest assured that this man came in the room and told her, "Oh, hey, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah." And then they said the police had came up to the room. But for some reason, she told him, she said, "No, I'm just here for business. She was of age, of course, right?" So they said, okay. And I don't know why a police would go up to the room or whatever. But anyway, when Robert asked her to actually model for him, he said, "I understand I got your CD, but I need for you to model, because at the end of the day, you got to have a nice shape and you got to be able to walk the stage." So he asked her to walk for him in the bed, in the room or the hotel room, right? So she walked and come back. She said, "What you think about that?" He said, "Well, I can't really see what your clothes and all that stuff on. Can you take your clothes off and you can leave your panties and your bra on?" And I guess she said, okay. So he told her to model again. When she turned around and walked back the other way, he was right there in her face.
And you're learning all this. You're learning all this through whom? The conversation that you're having
with Tom.
Okay.
That tape they show you, what did they do with that tape?
I do not know. It was on a phone. You have your phone, you have a recorder on the phone. It was on the phone. I think they may have sent me some of the pieces, but they didn't send them all. So I ended up giving them some of it to Washington Post. And you can hear it from a story in Washington Post. And you can hear some of these sexual allegations that is in Washington Post. And then I think it hit YouTube or something.
The reason I answer, I think it's strange for people to who would know to record that. That's or Kelly to have them record that. That's something they normally do. So I was curious.
Well, the reason why she had them recorded because she felt uncomfortable.
Okay.
And he basically raped her in that hotel at night. He forced himself upon her, pushed her on the bed, and gave her oral sex. And she told him to stop because when she got back to Georgia that same day, she felt so afraid. She didn't know what to do. She didn't know how to do it. She didn't know when Tom picked her up, she was crying.
And why do you think she didn't come to you?
Well, because I told her music was over with. And I felt that she needed to move on and try to do something and go to college and further her degree and try to her education. And she knew how I felt about her doing music because as a young girl, I always told her, I said, when you get out of high school, all this is going to change. You're going to have to end up going to college. So if you ain't did what you're supposed to do in the time you're in high school, you need to be able to actually to support yourself far as going and get your degree, go and make sure you have some type of something to back up on if something happened to where this music doesn't work. And at that time,
a plan B, and a plan C.
C, D, E, F, D. Right, exactly.
Right. So there are people who believe that you and have said that you gave your daughter Joycelyn to Kelly in exchange for money. Is this true?